5, 6, 8, 10, 18, 20, 27, 29, 41, 47, 49, 54, 68, 80, 83. For you, it can be some random numbers, but this is the progress that Doggy did on Grief in 1.5 years. Today, it's been almost 300 streams since Doggy started streaming Grief. He's already had hundreds of thousands of attempts at this level and hasn't verified it yet. The verification process is stagnant. But what could be causing this? A mental barrier or too much pressure? We don't know for sure, but let's start from the beginning. So the first time Grief was uploaded was on August 12th, 2023 on the Iced Cave channel, where Doggy commented 2024 is bout to be crazy. It has aged so badly, but Doggy's first stream from Grief was on May 2nd, 2024, and even then Doggy was making really good runs for a first stream, like 35 to 52, 65 to 77, or 5%. The first stream alone has over 300,000 views, and people come back to it to remember the beginnings of verification at this level. Subsequent streams in May look similar, with successive runs from scratch, such as 8, 17, 20, and 27%, until mid-June when he posted a progress report for May. In it, he says he tries to stream as much as possible, but you're probably wondering why he didn't start streaming at this level immediately after its release. This is due to the fact that RobTop announced 2.2 in October 2023, and Iced Cave and Doggy wanted to wait because 2.2 introduced gameplay changes, which led Iced Cave to want to fix everything. Doggy had 19 streams and 55,000 attempts in May. But now let's move on to June, where he showed even more consistency. His goals for this month were to Grief in 3 runs, get 65 to 100, and 35%. But on June 1st, a new update came to Geometry Dash, requiring Doggy to either download the old version of Geometry Dash or play without the Click Between Frames mod, which is really important at this level. He chose to play without CBF, but, well, that didn't end well. He almost couldn't complete the Grafer part at all, so on the next stream, he switched to playing on the older version with CBF. But after that, the first buffs of this level began. He buffed the Cuber part, adding a small spike to the wave of spam because, in his opinion, that part was too easy. The following days were similar: more progress, more streams, and more rages. Remember when I mentioned his goals this month? He only achieved 1, Grief in 3 runs. I'll break July, August, September, and October down into one segment because not much happened during those months. Of course, Doggy streamed Grief, having about 90 streams during those months, as well as hundreds of thousands of attempts. But what was supposed to happen was still ahead of him. But let's go back to those 4 months, because during those 4 months, he made truly incredible progress. For example, 3 runes from 49 to 100, 17 to 80, and 68, meaning he reached the Griefer part, which is one of the most difficult parts of this level. Interestingly, Acheron only took him 52 streams, which is ridiculous compared to how many Grief streams he has. During those 90 streams, Doggy started growing a beard, which has become iconic for this level, and he also made even more buffs. Interestingly, according to Doggy, today's run from 0 to 83% is much more difficult than the previously unnerved 100%. The beginning in mid-November looked the same. He made a run from 44 to 100. On stream 127, everything seemed as if Doggy was progressing from stream to stream. But what happened on stream 134 on November 25th, 2024, the GD community will probably remember forever. Doggy went from 0 to 80% that day, a truly remarkable achievement. Little did he know that 80% would stay with him for almost a year. The stream he did this on already has over 200,000 views on YouTube. In November, he only streamed 9 times due to his annual Doggy December series, where he makes really good Geometry Dash videos. But let's go back to the beginning of this month. Doggy didn't have much motivation to play and stream Grief, which is why there were so few streams. He took a 12-day break, after which he did the aforementioned 0 to 80% run. In December, he didn't play much, probably because of the Doggy December series. He only had 6,000 attempts this month, which is really low compared to previous months. January was a much better month. He made around 20,000 attempts, resulting in a 79% run. But as he himself said, he's lost his motivation to stream. He no longer wants to stream every other day, only when he wants to, and that's understandable. He streamed over 150 times in over 6 months, so it's no wonder he didn't want to stream as much as before. In February, he became more consistent with runs from 65 to 100, scoring 13 in February. In the meantime, he skipped griefing to re-beat Slaughterhouse. He even managed to do it a few times, but I don't think he's breaking WPoppOff's record, who did Slaughterhouse 3 times in a row, setting one of the hardest achievements in the entire game. However, re-beating Slaughterhouse created the Get Back on Grief meme.
Hi, what up?
Alright, get off Slaughterhouse. I don't care that you rebeat it. Get back on Grief.
What was that?
Alright, you know, I'm just really fan. Hey, I see that. I see that. Get back on Grief. Get back on Grief. What are you doing?
About, bro?
At the end of February, he also ran from 35% to 98%, but what happened next truly demonstrated how consistent he is with this level, as he ran from 44% to 100, and then, after 20 minutes, ran from 25% to 100, which was his new record to 100%. March, as Doggy himself says, was the first month in which he thought he would beat Grief. In March, he made 20 streams and 17,000 attempts. He had 6 attempts on one of the most difficult parts of this level, the Griefer part. Unfortunately, Doggy started having problems with his hand because of Grief. They were so severe that he couldn't play this level. Doggy didn't expect this level to take so long, and he made several buffs and nerfs. In April, his beard grew to a meme-like state. Just look at it, it's huge. He set himself the goal of getting from 25 to 100 on Slaughterhouse, and immediately after that, from 65 to 100 on Grief. Surprisingly, he managed to do it. He also managed to make 9 attempts on the Griefer part this month, which is after 65%, but unfortunately, he still couldn't break the 80% barrier. In April, he also made an April Fool's joke in which he died for 99%. I stupidly believed it, but it turned out to be a joke, and he still had 80% as his best. In May, his best was 76%, and he had 20 streams. But let's move on to his stream number 232. He was at the peak of his consistency, probably due to the pressure, because 2 top 1s were verified in one day, Thinking Space 2 and Amethyst, which motivated him to verify Grief on the same day. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but he did as much as 6 Griefer attempts. Unfortunately, he didn't make a new best. His best attempt was 78%, but it was the most consistent stream in his career. Interestingly enough, on May 29th, he made a run from 59 to 100 on Amethyst, which is currently top 2. In June, he really stopped liking this level. It was monotonous and boring for him, dying on the Griefer part all the time. And here, let's go straight to September. Doggy at that time cut his beard and stopped publishing progress reports. The verification of this level stood still because from September 2025 and from May 2024, as many as 15 months passed over 200 streams, and he still couldn't pass 80%. His mind block on Griefer part is crazy, because for over 10 months he couldn't do this 80%, but he finally managed it, and on November 2nd on stream number 286 he did it. On that day, Doggy achieved a historic 83% run. I'm still talking about his progress, but let's note that he's been doing it for over a year. This begs the question from today's video: will Doggy ever verify Grief? As of this recording, it's January 12th, and there have been 296 streams, the last of which was 3 weeks ago. Of course, his runs are impressive, but considering it took him over a year and a half, people are starting to worry about whether he can actually verify it. People are also starting to worry that he dropped Grief because he said those words during the TCD episode, the challenge that almost ended TCD.
Oh, wait, so Doogie, just to get confirmation, you are verifying Grief, right?
Not anymore. I give up.
Doggy, I believe those words again. I won't forgive you for that. But here comes his community page, where he recently posted a post saying he won't stream until January 14th, but will stream daily in February. And my prediction is that Doggy will verify this level on February 16th. Why that date, you're probably asking? I don't know, I just made it up. This post has given many people hope that Doggy will finally reach this level, but now another question arises. What will Doggy do after Grief? As he himself says, he'll take a short break and try to play without CBF for a month. Then he'll try to beat two really difficult levels, Tidal Wave and Kyuki. But will Grief be top 1? Well, we don't know the answer to that question yet because it depends on many factors, but I believe Doggy will finally reach this level in February and it will be top 1 for a really long time. And we've reached the end of this video. If you liked it, leave a like and hype, and thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.